I create this two entities in me and the brand itself, as in like different entities. So me myself, like Satria Utama, become like the worker for the Sattama. I'm somehow a confused, crisscross, interdisciplinary practitioner because I'm jumping in from visual language, like visual art, like painting, and performance, which is performance like acting and music, where right now I try to combine it together, and then I always like playing with the quirky subject matter, the translation of that visual language. So my practice is like I say, like from visual, like as a painter, I start learning painting like around 2010-ish, something like that. That is my first encounter like about how to paint, how to do the drawing and everything on my college day where I'm not finished. It's just like a very basic, more like a visual communication basic, more like a digital communication approach. So it always play around with like digital manipulation and not into like the traditional practice like painting and everything. There is performance, like I say, I have like somehow I have like this. It starts from hobbies. I love music at first before loving the visual art itself. I love to perform on the street, like busking and everything. And I remember as in my college day, I also have learned to acting. So that's how my performance thing comes in together, like music and acting. For me myself, like as a childhood, this is the one that very famous. I absorb like Doraemon. Come on, who don't watch Doraemon, right? So from that beginning of exposure of art itself, like the visual language, and then somehow that cartoon also like bring me to my nowadays storytelling, like in surreal condition and very fiction thing. As a teenager, I always drive myself because I love punk music like NoFX, Millencolin, Operation IB, that kind of aggressiveness, and they always love to portray a visual language where very absurd, like very like ganas a bit. I don't know, sometimes like it's very cruel. I don't know. There is a beauty out of it. I always like, oh, this is nice, rather than like look into that pretty picture and everything. Yeah, I do love that, but then I love that kind of storytelling in behind that punk culture album and the poster itself. One of the comics that I always look to is Fantagraphic books, because they have like very distinguished storytelling. Like it's not like the one that like Marvel portray how comic is, like Dark Horse portray how comic is, and then that's why like, oh, this comic book company like Fantagraphic, it's pioneered by the who is the previous one, Robert Crumb. So basically he starts with this small company, and then like try to like gather all the artists in that area. So they just make like a comic books company. I always like go forth and back from Penang, Ipoh, KL, Ipoh, Penang, and then I want to see where I can live to practice, like to continue my practice and everything. But I can see like for Ipoh, it's too laid back. Like, this is like retirement. Like, I feel old here. Like, too laid back and then like relax. And then Penang, I have this chillness but still active. So that's why like okay, move to Penang, and yeah, before and back and forth from Penang to KL, I know already like these three artists, Julius, BB, and Sliss, and then I moved to this Rumah Studio, they call it. Before this, there is no such thing as that brand, but then it become like that name, the communal house. In this house, it bring me like a turnover of my art, of my visual language. It become like very, you can see the goreness of it. You can see the artwork itself like become a different kind of translation. Because maybe on the time like the environment of the Penang itself is very bright, very colorful and everything. The beginning of my transition is start with this kind of imagery, like very patternly driven, and then there is a character. Because I want at first I want to do more storytelling, that's why I make some character like very simple. Okay, it's easy to recognize kind of character, and then there is a storytelling behind it. And then I play around with the illusion, the plane illusion itself. So yeah, as you can see, like it's very bright and then like colorful pop, like effigy sculpture. They use like that bright paper, colorful bright paper, like very fluorescent and everything. I don't sketch my visual. I start with that wood itself. Because for me, I want to try to understand more how naturally human to there is the method that I always use most of the time, the serap and terap. Serap and terap is like absorb and then translation, and then terap is like arrange it. Somehow it starts from the wood itself, like a leftover of wood, and then I just arrange it. Okay, I think this is good shape, and then slowly it will go to the plane, like in architecture. I just like, okay, this one tarik here, like pull here, and then this one pull here, and then put color some here. Okay, and then it build up automatically as a 3D form architectural, where it can become the stage of the storytelling. This one painting always bring me like 1 month of process by doing it. The first like I really love about art practice is the performance, where is the music. I start myself like as a performer by playing on the street, like busking and everything. I played drum before when teenage days, and then eventually I'm part of the Malaysia ukulele group also, and then Orkes Akiuku Sabah, where I created a group together, ukulele lover. 2017 Hinbas and Space Pong Pong, the independent space gallery in Gwangju, Korea, makes some exchange program 2017. Yeah, I went to Korea. That is the first time like I went there for like helping them to set up the event, to the gallery, and then like sharing session with them a bit. This is what happened, like the residency program for 3 months, but then they already like cut off the budget, so it become like 2 months. When in my initial thoughts, residency is about like, oh, you go there and then like 1 month you go around first, meet these people, try to like I said, like that my methods like serap interrupting, like serap first in 1 month, why not, right? Like chill. But then this is happening on that time, like this is 1 month before I come, like so I need to do a show before this date where the Gwangju Biennale is going on. So like around 4 September I need to do a show. So I need to like to build something fast. I need to serap fast. And I come out with this visual language where it's very new for me, like very installation, assemblage, sculptural, whatever it is. And then there is a mural, there's a painting, but all of that, I'm still bringing that attitude to hold around Gwangju area. After finish like do my show, and then I have like 1 more month, so I do explore a new place and everything. But ongoing there, I do some mural project too. I propose to them, and then like, okay, you can like draw this on the corner of the street, and then like paint something. And like I took the idea of the traditional Korean painting, they call it chaegori. So basically it's like a shelf, and then they just put things, books, plant, and then they say like this is a shelf of future hope, like books, the knowledge, and then plants is the life itself, the nature, and then things that they love or can remember of something. So yeah, and then I translate it to the on my visual aesthetic to that mural with some illusion a bit, and then I ask the kids around the kampung there, like to draw something, what they hope, what they want in the future, what they want to keep here for the future. So yeah, some draw like the cartoon a bit, like I love this bear, I forgot the name, and then some is like YouTuber, and then like they just like want to become a famous YouTuber, and then yeah, so they pick their own shelf, and then I draw it on my style. So I draw it there. I create this 2 entities in me and the brand itself, as in like different entities. So me myself, like Satria Utama, become like the worker for the Sattama, where still don't know yet where the being is, but it become the Pusat Kultural Sattama, where it is like an embassy of my visual language practice, my performance practice. It become like the embassy to that Freaktopia, I call it, the Freaktopia world in this world, to correlate with this reality. I want to make that thing like to become like the reality feels like that world is real, and then I make like the artifact archive center. So this one is deliver more towards the things where the Freaktopia world and reality is already like collided as one. It become like a human itself feels live in one world with the Freaktopia.